She doesn't say it. She shows it. And most men miss the moment it happens. It's not loud. It's quiet. Almost invisible. But once it happens, everything changes. Her tone shifts. Her eyes lose something. And suddenly, you feel it. That subtle distance. That silent downgrade. Respect doesn't disappear overnight. It fades. Slowly. Then all at once. And the dangerous part? You're usually the one who caused it. Without even realizing. It starts small. You say yes when you should say no. You ignore something that bothered you. You let something slide. Just to keep the peace. You think you're being understanding. She sees weakness. You think you're being nice. She feels less attracted. Because respect doesn't grow from comfort. It grows from strength. From boundaries. From self-control. The moment you start sacrificing yourself to please her, she starts losing respect for you. Not consciously. But instinctively. And this is where most men get it wrong. They try harder. They become more available. More responsive. More agreeable. Thinking it will fix things. It makes it worse. Because attraction doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. And your energy just shifted. You became reactive. Needy. Predictable. And she feels it. Even if she can't explain it. You used to have your own world. Your own mission. Your own direction. Now she is your focus. And that's where the balance breaks. A woman respects a man who leads his own life. Not a man who revolves around hers. The moment she feels she is your priority above your purpose, she stops seeing you as the man she admired. Now listen carefully. There's a specific moment this shift becomes real. It's when she tests you. Not with words. But with behavior. She cancels plans last minute. She becomes distant. She says something slightly disrespectful. Nothing obvious. Just enough. To see how you react. This is where everything is decided. If you react emotionally, you lose. If you chase, you lose. If you tolerate it without boundaries, you lose. Because in that moment, she is not testing your love. She is testing your strength. Your self-respect. Your emotional control. And most men fail right here. They over-explain. They try to fix things instantly. They seek reassurance. And that signals one thing. You need her approval. And the moment a man needs approval, he loses power. And when power shifts, respect follows. Now here's the truth most men don't want to hear. She doesn't respect you less because she's a bad person. She respects you less because your behavior changed. You trained her to see you differently. Every time you ignored your own standards, every time you tolerated something you shouldn't, every time you put her above your own self-worth, you lowered your value in her eyes. And once that image changes, it's hard to reverse. But not impossible. Here's where it gets deeper. Respect is tied to unpredictability. To emotional stability. To a sense of control. When she knows exactly how you'll react, she stops feeling that edge. That tension. That curiosity. You become safe. And safe feels comfortable. But not exciting. Not powerful. Not respected. Think about the version of you she was first attracted to. You were focused, busy, not always available. You didn't tolerate nonsense. You had standards. And most importantly, you didn't need her. You chose her. There's a difference. A big one. Need creates pressure. Choice creates attraction. And the moment she feels you need her, the dynamic flips. Now she has the power. Now she sets the tone. Now she controls the frame. And you start reacting. Trying to win back what you lost. But here's the trap. The more you try to regain respect, the more you confirm you lost it. Because a respected man doesn't chase validation. He doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't explain his worth. He lives it. Silently. Consistently. Unshaken. Let me give you a real scenario. You text her. She replies late. Cold. Different. You feel it instantly. Something is off. Your mind starts racing. Did I do something wrong? Is she losing interest? Should I say something? And most men make the same mistake. They double text. They ask what's wrong. They try to pull her back. But what she sees is this. A man who is affected. A man who is unsure. A man who is seeking control through her response. And that lowers respect even more. Now imagine a different reaction. You notice the shift. You feel it. But you don't react. You don't chase. You don't question. You pull back slightly. You stay focused on your life. You match her energy. Not emotionally, but strategically. Now she feels something different. She feels distance. She feels uncertainty. She feels your absence. And suddenly, the dynamic shifts again. Because respect follows strength. And strength is calm. Controlled. Unbothered. This doesn't mean you become cold. Or distant. Or play games. It means you stop over-investing. You stop over-explaining. You stop reacting to every emotional fluctuation. You become grounded. Centered. Focused. And here's the key. You always maintain your standards. If something crosses a line, you address it. Calmly. Directly. Without emotion. Without anger. Without fear. Because a man who respects himself doesn't tolerate disrespect. Not loudly. But clearly. And that clarity is powerful. Now understand this. Women don't test men they don't care about. They test men they're trying to understand. To measure. To feel safe with. And safety doesn't come from comfort. It comes from strength. From knowing this man won't break under pressure. Won't lose control. Won't abandon his standards. That's what creates deep respect. Not words. Not promises. Not effort. Behavior. Consistent behavior. And once you understand this, everything changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop trying to impress. You stop reacting emotionally. And you start leading. Your life. Your mindset. Your actions. And when you lead yourself, she follows your frame. Not the other way around. But here's the final truth. And this is where most men wake up too late. Respect is not something you negotiate. It's something you embody. Every day. In small actions. In decisions no one sees. In moments where you choose discipline over comfort. Strength over validation. Silence over reaction. Because the moment she stops respecting you, it's not about her anymore. It's about the man you became. And the man you allowed yourself to be. Fix that, and everything else follows. Because a man who commands respect doesn't ask for it. He becomes it.